Ryan Peters, and I am part of Stuck in the Catch Fence. And you're probably wondering why I would ever root for a NASCAR race to fail. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'll tell you why. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream for this week's edition of Stuck in the Catch Fence. Hello. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Wednesday night. I hope wherever you are not suffocating from the Canadian wildfire air. My name is Ryan Peters, and I appreciate you joining me. This will be a quick live stream. Kind of want to get some of my thoughts off before we jump into the live show that will be either Thursday night or Friday night. Joe is under the weather, so if you can keep your thoughts with him. My eyes look crazy, so I can't do nothing about it. I think it's a mixture of the air from Canada and also moving some brush and possibly some, let's say, poison ivy, sumac, or oak. So if you look at my eyes, no, I haven't been high or nothing like that. It just kind of looks that way. I kind of think of myself as Jim Brewer on Half Baked. But again, thank you for joining me. The quick question that I have asked and I posted for you guys is, are you excited for the Chicago Street Race? Pretty simple question. Already have us joining by Truex Fan 19. And he said hi. So hi to you, Truex Fan 19. And he said that, yeah, it's probably going to be a wreck fest. So he can expect a lot of wrecks going into this weekend. Now, you've already seen the thumbnail. So you already have kind of my opinion. And I'm going to tell you why I feel the way that I feel. But again, thank you for joining me. This will be a quick video. Welcome to Stuck in the Catch Fence again. As you can see below, we're giving away a diecast. We are now over 400 subscribers for a show that just started 1 week before the Daytona 500. So my thoughts this weekend. You're like, Ryan, you own your own channel. You have your own channel. And you would probably want NASCAR to succeed, right? And the initial thought is, well, yeah, of course I do want NASCAR to succeed. But this weekend's a little bit different. Yes, it's the first time we've ever had a street course race in NASCAR. And you're like, well, the very first race was on a beach. What could be any different than that? Well, here's the thing. We are now moving into the very first thing that's ever happened in NASCAR, the street race. And I will say that my excitement's I'm a 4 out of 10 on excitement. But what I really do wish is that this is a colossal failure this weekend. And you're probably like, why? Why would you want it to fail? Why would you want to own a YouTube channel and hope that the content that you drive fails this weekend? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why I hope that it fails. The reason why I hope that it fails is because people at Road America right now just lost a race. They sold it out for 2 weeks in a row, and they lost a race. The people like myself, who used to go to Kentucky Speedway, have lost the race. The people that enjoy the Oval at Chicagoland, which had wonderful, wonderful racing, have lost a race. So if this succeeds, if this draws in the right amount of people that NASCAR is shooting for, and don't get me wrong, this is a publicity event. This is something that they're hoping to draw eyeballs because they don't give a damn about what the actual racing product is. I'm sorry, the NFL moving to Europe to play a game, it's still the NFL. We don't change the ball. We don't play it 65 yards. We don't do anything different. The MLB just went, as I'm rocking the White Sox and the Chicago Cubs hat, so I can't be too impartial, just went to London. They still played the game of baseball. However, NASCAR moving to a street course, trying to ride and piggyback off Formula One, is doing it for one thing only. And it's not to replicate what us NASCAR fans really like. And that's automobile racing with what is the closest thing we can get to a stock car in today's racing. No. This is to get 18 through 40-year-olds to tune into the sport. And let's just say they're successful. I know somebody that said that they're going to tune into the Chicago Street Race. They live in Indianapolis. It has their eyeballs. They've only watched one single NASCAR thing this year, and that was the Daytona 500, which, I mean, a lot of casual fans watch the Daytona 500. A lot of casual fans watch the Indy 500 and don't watch anything else. So that's worked. The casual fan will be tuning in. That's what NASCAR wants. They want me. I'm the 30-year-old, 30 plus, 33 years old fan that will be watching this race. But I'm the 33-year-old fan that hopes it fails. What casual fan in that 18 to 40-year-old market is going to be tuning in? Well, according to NASCAR, over 80% of their audience that's went in and logged in to go to this race have never logged in before. That's got to be something good, right? Is it? Is that good? And I had a video before discussing this race versus North Wilkesboro. And I said NASCAR is trying to lure in the Chicago market more than it is to go back to the old school market where it is North Wilkesboro. Now, to be fair, North Wilkesboro was not very good. A lot of that, I think, should be blamed on the car. But at the end of the day, North Wilkesboro wasn't a great race before then either. So why not do something different? Why shouldn't NASCAR show that it's willing to be innovative? Why not show that, hey, Formula One has had success. They're trying to bring their market to the United States. Why not try to copy something off of that? They're for the young, cool, hip kids that sit on Netflix and chill. I'll tell you why. Because it's not a good product. I myself, when Formula One was coming to Miami, signed up for it. I said, man, that sounds really exciting. I cannot wait to see what that will be like. Until I got ticket prices. You know what it's like to go to a Formula One race? $500. $500. And that's not even the race. That's talking about practice. My boy Allen Iverson talking about practice. Not even talking about a real race. We're talking about practice. Is that what you want as a NASCAR fan? I see you all over Facebook. I see you all over Twitter in the comment section. Oh my God, the race is not sold out. Oh my God, look at the empty seats. You going to pay $350 to go to this where you can't even see anything? $350? That's just a walk in. That's without a seat. You don't think I'm being honest with you? Let's look at it right here. This is StubHub. That's $378 for the cheapest seat. And that's before fees. So you might as well go ahead and tack on another $40 to $50 and say it's $400 to walk in. Is that the NASCAR you want? $400 to go to a NASCAR race when the same people are bitching that you can't go into a race when it's free for kids or $10 at the very most, or more often than not, somewhere between $40 to $75 to walk into a NASCAR event on any given Sunday. Is that what you want? Is that the product you want? Hey, tie it back again. Do you want to lose another race? Say this is successful. Say that this is the greatest thing you've ever seen. All right, guess what? Now we're coming to more cities. One city's going to have to replace your next favorite track. Who's it going to be? What track do you want? Bristol to lose a race? You want to go to Nashville, downtown Nashville? Got Nashville Super Speedway that we had this past week. Now you got Bristol that has 2 races. You want to get rid of one of the Bristol races? Is that what you want? You want to get rid of one of the Martinsville races? Is that what you want? It's going to affect somebody. Somebody's going to lose a race. So New York City can have his track. New York City street course. Las Vegas, they do a double-double. You know, they run the Las Vegas Oval and then they run the Las Vegas street course, trying to, again, replicate from Formula One, which this track kind of looks exactly like the same thing to a certain extent. What do you want? What do you want as a NASCAR fan? Do you want to enjoy this sport for what it is and what it's kind of trying to go back to? Or do you like this new breed, this new blend of moving to the new direction, trying to reach that young audience? That's what you have to decide. I know a lot of fans are upset that, you know, they like the Firecracker 400. They want July 4th spent in Daytona, racing underneath the lights on a Saturday night. That's gone. We're not doing that anymore. That don't seem, I mean, now it's called the Pepsi 400, the Coke Zero 400. We called it every single brand soft drink. Maybe it'll be the Sunkist 400. That's the question. What are you willing to sacrifice? I had to sacrifice my home track so that Atlanta Motor Speedway could be built into a 1.5-mile super speedway. I can no longer go 20 minutes from my house to watch Kentucky Speedway. Chicagoland has had to be eliminated so that Road America could get a course. Okay, because road courses were king with the last gen car. We thought they were exciting. They were fun. Road courses haven't been the same with next gen. And guess what, Road America fans? You got screwed. Welcome to NASCAR. You sold out on July 4th weekend for 2 years in a row. Had a shit ton of people come out to watch the product here in the Midwest. And what did you get from NASCAR? A big middle finger. That's what you got. All to try to reach a new audience. All to watch cars with mufflers take about 9 turns that are at 90-degree angles. One of the turns, or 2 of the turns, actually share the same wall. It'll be a wreck fest. It's going to be a colossal failure. Make no mistakes about it. I think it'll be a colossal failure. But if it's not, let's say in a world that exists, it's not a colossal failure. I'll be here to say I was wrong. I do radio. Okay? I've had my own sports show. I thought the pitch clock in baseball would be a colossal failure. I will completely tell you and admonish myself to say that it's actually helped the game. It's done wonders for the game of helping draw new people in, draw a bigger audience. And I think it's been really good. As somebody who cannot stand Rob Manfred, the pitch clock has been good for the sport. So I promise you this. If Sunday's race is anything that resembles a good race, I'll be the first one to tell you I was wrong. I can't wait till they do it again next year. This is a 3-year agreement, by the way, if you did not know that. I can't wait till they do it again. First thing I said about Bristol Dirt, it's not going to work. Don't seem like it's going to work. Not on Bristol. First year, I was right. Pretty shitty race. Pretty terrible race, to be completely honest. Next couple of years, I've really enjoyed it. Guess what? Probably going to get rid of it. Probably won't have Bristol Dirt next year after they finally figure out what the hell to do with it and how to run it the right way. I have no problem telling you that I'm wrong when it comes to these takes. But my thought process is not only do I want to be entertained on Sunday, I'm thinking about the other people that lose a race in their backyard. They have to deal with that because they want to get the hip Gen Z guy. Oh my God, man, they're serving Starbucks here at the racetrack. It's $25 for a nice latte. What's greater than that? I want to talk to the fan that doesn't give a shit about how loud the car is or the smell of the rubber or the gasoline burning, but that wants to go to the freaking Chainsmokers concert. That's great. You want to go watch a concert? That's fine. But the concert shouldn't be the main event for you as a sanctioned body of a sporting event, of a sport itself in NASCAR. And that's where we're at. The sideshow is now the main event, and the actual race is the opening show to the concert. I don't want it that way. I don't want Xfinity bigger than the Cup Series. I don't want Craftsman Truck Series bigger than the Cup Series. I want the creme de la creme rise to the top, and that's what I want from my Cup Series. That's what I want from the best automobile racing series in the entire world, and I'm not getting that. I get to hear about Miranda Lambert. I don't give a damn about Miranda Lambert. I am not going to a NASCAR race because of Miranda Lambert. If you're going to the race because of Miranda Lambert, I promise you, you won't be back the next year. Your eyeballs won't move from this weekend forward. You don't sell the appetizer and give a shitty entree if you're trying to run a successful restaurant. And that's what NASCAR is trying to do with the Chicago Street Race. Again, I don't want NASCAR to fail, but I hope the Chicago Street Race is an absolute disaster. I hope it's a wreck fest. I hope at the very first turn, like Kyle Busch said when he was talking about the Indy Roval course, that we see calamity, all your favorite drivers wreck out, and NASCAR has pie on their face because this is just a horrendous idea. And the last thing we need is another good track with another good group of NASCAR fans being screwed so that the guy living in his mama's basement yelling for meatloaf, that 19-year-old kid who's hip and hopping on TikTok, who's swiping left and right on Tinder or Grindr, whatever the hell else he's doing, tries to get his eyeballs for more than 20 seconds. So my question to you, what would it take for this to be a success? Is it ratings? Is it enjoyment of the race? Did it keep your eyeballs? The good thing is at least NBC's going to be the one broadcasting it. God forbid Clint Boyer's dumbass has to be the one on the actual television telling you about the Chicago street race and how he tried to look down his pants and see how big his thing was when he was at the beam. We don't want that. We don't want that. At least we have a quality broadcast coming up this weekend. So what is it going to take for you to go, I'd like to see this again? Is it going to be passing? Is it going to be ratings? Is it going to be the guy who wins? You let me know. I'm all ears. I have no idea. But that's why I'm rooting for NASCAR to fail. I lost Kentucky for an experiment in Atlanta that I've went now for the last 2 years. I don't want you to lose another race. I don't want to see Road America lose another race. I don't want to see the diehard, passionate NASCAR fans that, yes, maybe they're over 40 years old, but they open up their checkbooks and they turn on their TVs every single Sunday to watch what I think is the greatest motorsport event in the entire world. Let's get to your chats. TrueXFan19, thank you for showing up and trying to get rid of Texas. Actually, that would not be such a bad idea. Texas has not been good at all, except last year was decent. It was decent. Maybe the next gen car can save Texas. Zoe Sure says they haven't given a damn about anything but the agenda all year. I will agree with that, but I will say they have taken off some of the drivers. One of your favorite drivers, probably Bubbles, is one of them, that they have not been promoting nearly as much. NASCAR wants a lot of cash. Here's the thing. NASCAR will probably lose money this weekend. They are giving up $500,000 to the park and recreation area. They're giving up 15% of all concession sales, and I think $2 off each ticket sold. So more than likely, it's going to be a multi-year project, which is why this was a 3-year agreement for NASCAR to make any money off of it. I'm telling you, what they really want is people my age, I'm 33 years old, to tune into this race and really, really enjoy it. And maybe that'll happen. Maybe it will. But I promise you this, the same thing's going to happen. The first year you get FOMO. And if you don't know what that is, that's fear of missing out. I was literally planning on going to Miami for the Formula One race. I was excited, looked into it. Then I saw the prices. My airplane ticket down shouldn't cost what it costs to go to practice. Okay, so that eliminated that. Then I watched the product on TV, which was terrible. Miami is a horrible, boring race. Guess what? I know Formula One said they sold it out. Bullshit. I got emails all the time. Please come. Please come. Please come. You know what it was the first year they had it? Sorry. We sold out in 10 minutes. That's going to be the same thing with Chicago. Don't want to have the fear of missing out for the first time something like this ever happened. But as soon as you watch it and you see it live, you're like, this is actually not that great. Then they'll be begging people to come in, and it won't be a good thing. The All-Star race was a disaster. I agree with you, Truex fan. I would just go to a different race that's cheaper, says Truex fan. I'm mad that there's only one Texas race instead of two. That's because NASCAR made those decisions when it was the Gen 6 car versus what we saw actually with the next gen car. Zoe Sure says if it fails, they'll continue to push elsewhere and alienate its core demographic. If it succeeds, they'll continue to push elsewhere. And okay, I think that's actually just repeated twice. Okay, that's just repeated twice. Yeah, that's absolutely possible. I mean, it's going to be like if it's someone, say the eyeballs on TV succeed and it's a really good ratings race, I'm going to pay attention to Jeff Gluck's poll. That means more to me than eyeballs. When you do something grand, when you do something new, when you do something that's never been done before, ratings themselves aren't the story. It was the product. Okay, let's say like for this weekend in Cincinnati, I've heard about the Taylor Swift concert the entire time. That's literally all they've talked about for 2 weeks now. If the Taylor Swift concert sucks, there will be no more people waiting for Taylor Swift. But Taylor Swift is a proven product and people like her. They're going to have 20,000 people waiting outside that don't have a ticket just to hear the show. Okay? This is not a proven product. If it sucks, nobody will care anymore. And if it's decent and they go by what is eyeballs versus what actual NASCAR fans say, then yeah, it's going to be like Big and Rich. They're coming to a city near you. I want the loudest car possible. So do we, but the people in Chicago don't. If it's Lainey Wilson, Duck says I would go. Of course you would. If they get rid of Texas, I will lose my mind. SMI Motorsports owns Texas. There will at least be one Texas race every single year, in my opinion, as long as the Smiths own it with SMI. NASCAR charging too much for a wreck fest. I agree with that, Trix fan. The pole winner might lead every lap. All the other cars will wreck. I actually, if I'm a betting man, I am paying attention to practice, and I would treat this like a Formula One race if I'm betting. I will bet on the top 5, and I probably won't move further than that. I do FanDuel. I do lineups every single week. I am with you, Trix fan. We may see the lowest odds possible, probably plus 200, plus 150 for this race. And I am all over the pole sitter. The only difference in NASCAR, and we saw this at Indy, is you can get punted going into a 90-degree turn. Kyle Busch said on the first turn, you may not even need to rev your engine up to gain speed because it's that slow. And that's from this generation's greatest driver. So that's the only difference. More than likely, if this comes to overtime, the guy in first, the guy in second is going to get punted, and it'll end up being the guy in third or fourth that takes advantage of it, kind of like Portland on its last restart in the Xfinity race. So that's what I would expect. But you're right. If everybody else has already crashed out, because we're literally talking 90-degree turns at a racetrack for NASCAR on a big, bulky car, driving in between two concrete walls, and there's not going to be hardly any room to pass. So, no, I'm sure Kyle absolutely hates this track. He's still pissed off that they don't run the Indy Oval. So, again, that's why I'm rooting for it to fail. Joe and I will have a show the rest of here at the end of the week. And again, let me know if you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for commenting, those that have been part of it. Again, this is a community here at Stuck in the Catch Fence. We want you to be part of the conversation that is NASCAR. We answer your questions. We listen to your topics. And more importantly, we want this sport to grow and this channel to grow with us all in this together. So again, 500 subscribers. Get yourself a nice, I'll have a bigger one than that. That's just a 164, a 124 diecast. Let me know who your favorite driver is. If you win this giveaway at 500 subscribers, which we're less than 90 subscribers away from on this brand new channel, you have a chance to win a 124 diecast. I mean, what's better than that? That's like a $75 value. So again, thank you very much. So like and subscribe if you would feel free to do so. One last chat. And actually, I got a few last chats. Do you feel they are blatantly ignoring the performance of the Gen car on road course just because they have so much invested to this push? Absolutely do. They're going to have to make changes due to that. They wanted this to be more like a road course car, Zoe, than they actually cared about the craziness that was the big box car for NASCAR. The reason why road courses were fun is because it was a car that technically did not fit on a road course, but NASCAR drivers had to drive it anyway, and that's what made them fun. Now they're more fit for road courses, and the racing is boring, just like you see in Formula One more often than not. Sorry I couldn't make the last stream. I am subscribed. Truex fan, I know you're subscribed. I appreciate you joining us. And again, we'll look forward to whenever you jump in. Hopefully Joe's feeling better. We will be late tomorrow if we live stream because I am going to see the Savannah Bananas with my kids. If it's not Thursday night, it will be Friday. Again, my name is Ryan Peters. This has been Stuck in the Catch Fence. I'll see you next time.